Student, this is Farmanullah Khan. Today we are discussing hormones, the very important unit of biochemistry, and we will mention MCQs that can come from this unit in our final exam. The course content of our today lecture is Introduction to Hormone, classes of hormone, in which we have three classes, that is steroid hormone, amino hormone, peptide hormone, mode of actions of steroids and peptide hormones, and we have cardiac, pineal, gastrointestinal hormones. So these are our course content. Let's start with introduction to hormone. Hormones are chemical messengers that are secreted directly into the blood, which carries them to organ and tissue of the body to exert their function. So what are hormones? Hormones are the chemical messenger that are carried through blood into their respective place where they produce their action. So different hormones have different action. When a hormone are produced at a place of their production, then they carry a message in a form of chemicals, means work as a chemical messenger, and when they reach to their respective place, they combine with a receptor that's present at their respective place and produce their action. So these are the chemical messenger, and they are secreted directly into the blood. Why hormones are secreted directly into the blood? Because hormones are carried through a endocrine gland, and we know that endocrine gland are ductless gland. They don't have any duct. So hormone do not have any system of their own duct. So whenever they are produced, they are secreted directly into the blood, and it's a responsibility of the blood to carry these hormones to their respective organs or tissue of the body where they have to exert their function. So for MCQs, it's important that must know that hormones are chemical messenger, and they are carried to their respective tissue or cell through blood. So we have three main classes of hormone. First one, that are simpler hormone, that are amines, made up of amines, that are simple hormones. And we have two hormones, epinephrine, norepinephrine, that are also called stress hormone, that works in a flight or fight movement. So these are chemically amines. So you should keep in mind for MCQ that epinephrine and norepinephrine, they are chemically amines. We have a second class of hormone, that is protein and peptides. Proteins and peptide means that they are made up of chain of amino acids that become proteins, or when different types of protein, when different chains of protein overlap over each other, they will form a peptide. So we have the second class, that is protein and peptide, which are made up of chain of amino acid, and examples of insulin and glucagon. So keep in mind that insulin and glucagon, these are two types of hormone that are chemically proteins, peptides, which are chain of amino acids. The third one class of amino acid is steroids are derived from cholesterol are those types of steroid that have a OH group. So androgen and estrogen, we have these example. Androgen and estrogens are those types of hormone that are chemically steroid, which are mainly derived from cholesterol. So these three lines will make your 3 MCQs, because you have find in your paper that insulin and glucagon are which type of hormone. Then keep in mind that they are a protein and peptide hormone. Let's modes of action of steroid and peptide hormone. So we study the mode of action, that how hormones produce their action. So let's start. Hormones are released into bloodstream, from which they will diffuse into interstitial fluid surrounding the target cell and into the bloodstream to travel to their target cell. So what's happened? Hormones are released into the bloodstream. Whenever hormones are produced in their place of production, then they are released into the bloodstream. From bloodstream, they are diffused into interstitial fluids. Interstitial fluids are that types of fluid that surround the tissues, they surround the cells, that nourish our cells, in which there is an exchange occur of fluids, electrolytes between cells and interstitial fluid. So these hormones are carried into interstitial fluid. From interstitial fluid they carry into the, means they enter into the target cell and into the bloodstream to travel to the target cell. So hormones produced in their production place, they enter into the bloodstream. From bloodstream they are carried into interstitial fluid. From interstitial fluid either they enter into target cell or enter into the bloodstream, from which they are travel to their target site, the target cells. So when the hormone reach to the target cell, then what's happen further, the target cells has a receptor specific to given hormone and will be activated by either a lipid soluble, that is permeable to plasma membrane, or water soluble hormone. So when hormone reach to the target cell, then and the target cell there are a receptor which are specific to a specific hormone. So these hormones bind to these receptor and will perform their action. But we have two type of further hormone, that is lipid soluble hormone. If hormones are lipid soluble, then we know that lipid soluble are non-polar hormones, so they can pass your plasma membrane. Lipid soluble hormone have the ability to cross the plasma membrane and enter into the cell, and some are water soluble, that cannot passes through plasma membrane and only bind to the surface of the cell, and their receptor are present, so they cannot cross the plasma membrane, and they do their action by combining, by binding on the receptors present on the cell surface. So we have two classes, further classes of hormone. One is lipid soluble hormone, second one is a water soluble hormone. Lipid soluble hormones are steroid hormones and hormones of thyroid gland. So thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, that we have TSH hormone, that is lipid soluble, and steroid hormone are lipid soluble. So looks at the previous slide that steroid hormone are androgen and estrogen. So androgen and estrogens are two types of hormone that are steroid lipid soluble hormone. So all type of steroid hormones are lipid soluble hormone. They diffuse through the plasma membrane to enter into the target cell. As we know that lipid soluble hormone are non-polar, they have the ability to cross the plasma membrane, so though they enter into the target cell and bind to receptor protein that will in turn activate expression a specific gene that influence specific physiological cells activity. So what's happened when hormone enter, lipid soluble hormone enter into your cell, then in the cell they combine with a protein that influence specific actions on the gene to perform a specific physiological cell activity. So whenever they enter into your cell, they combine, they bind with a protein and will bring some changes in the genes to perform a specific physiological cell activity that is a function of that hormone. The other class is water soluble hormone. Water soluble hormone are polypeptide proteins and most amino acid hormone. So these are the hormones that are insulin and glucagon. Insulin and glucagon are the hormone that are water soluble. So keep in your mind MCQs that insulin and glucagon are polypeptide or protein hormone and they are water soluble. They bind to receptor protein on the plasma membrane of the cell. So they don't have any ability to enter into non-polar plasma membrane. So they bind from external on the receptor that are present on the plasma membrane and perform their action. Third types of hormone that are the ligand bond receptor. The ligand bond receptor protein will activate other membrane bond protein to give rise to cyclic adenosine monophosphate, which then trigger an enzyme that generates specific cellular changes. The ligand bond receptor, these are those types of protein that by cell don't do anything. They cannot do anything. They bind on another protein. These proteins receptor, they bind on other protein they binds on other protein that are present on the membrane, and this membrane bond protein will produce cyclic adenosine monophosphate, and this cyclic adenosine monophosphate trigger enzyme and generate a specific cellular changes. So the ligand bond receptor by cell do not do anything, they indirectly produce action. How? They combine with a protein, and this protein will combine on the receptor protein that are present on the membrane of a cell, and these membrane bonds proteins give rise to, they activate the ligand bond receptor, activate membrane bond proteins, and the membrane bonds protein give rise to a cyclic adenosine monophosphate which trigger enzyme and produce their specific action. So the ligand bond receptor produce their action by using other membrane bond proteins. We have other, let's start that cardiac enzyme, cardiac hormones. So cardiac hormones, let's show from their name that what are cardiac hormones. Cardiac hormones are those types of hormones that are produced by heart in response. And why heart produce this hormone? Heart produce these hormones in response to blood pressure. In response to rise in blood pressure, the heart release two peptide hormone. So the heart release hormone are peptide in nature. They are atrial natriuretic peptide hormone, that is ANP, which is made up of 28 amino acids. So keep in mind for MCQ that ANP is produced by heart and released in a form of stretch arteria. They are produced from the stretch arteria, that is one MCQ. They are made up of 28 amino acids, that second MCQ. And third MCQ, that atrial natriuretic peptide hormone is produced by heart. So these three MCQs. The other hormone that is produced by the heart is brain natriuretic peptide hormone. So do not misunderstanding with this, that brain natriuretic peptide hormone, from name it's not so, it's mean that brain natriuretic peptide hormone is produced only from the ventricle, it not produced from the brain. So keep in mind that brain natriuretic peptide hormone is released from the ventricles of the heart and made up of 32 amino acids. So these are the MCQs of this slide, that ANP is produced from the heart, that's made of 28 amino acids and released from the atrium. BNP, brain natriuretic peptide hormone, is produced from the heart by ventricle and is made up of 32 amino acids. So what are the functions of this hormone? The ANP perform which function? The main function of ANP is to lower blood pressure and to control electrolyte homeostasis. So it shows the mechanism of hormone action, that ANP is produced from heart in atria, stretch atria, and they are carried through blood through their respective cells like in the blood vessels, and they help in the maintaining or lower the blood pressure in a body and also maintain the electrolyte homeostasis. The second hormone that we have is BNP, brain natriuretic peptide hormone, help to promote diuresis, natriuresis, vasodilation of systematic pulmonary vasculate, and reduction of circulating level of endothelin and aldosterone. So it's a functions of brain natriuretic peptide hormone, that it promote diuresis, it decrease your BP, it also help in lowering of your blood pressure. So these are the two hormones that are produced from heart and with their function. Other, we have a pineal gland. The pineal gland, also known as pineal body, conerum, or epiphyseal cerebri, is a small endocrine gland in the vertebrate brain. So it's a small endocrine gland and it is present in vertebrate brain with a very small size. It's produce melatonin, a serotonin derived hormone which affect the modulation of sleep pattern in both seasonal and circadian rhythm. So pineal gland produce a melatonin which is a serotonin derived hormone. And what's a function of melatonin? Melatonin help in modulation of sleep pattern that changes occurs, and how sleep pattern is maintained with a season or with a circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm means the 24-hour activity, that how you perform 24-hour activity with a specific pattern. It's called circadian rhythm. And seasonal means that in winter, in summer people used to sleep in daytimes, and in winter daytime sleep is low as compared to night, so it's a seasonal change in sleep. And circadian rhythm means sleep at night, sleep at day, so it's a circadian rhythm. So these two, seasonal and circadian rhythms of sleep pattern, is modulated by melatonin hormone that's produced by pineal gland. Other is cholecystokinin. Cholecystokinin stimulate gallbladder contraction and intestinal motility. It stimulates gallbladder contraction to release bile, gallbladder, and intestinal motility, and also increase intestinal motility. Stimulates secretion of pancreatic enzyme, insulin, glucagon, and pancreatic polypeptide. So cholecystokinin function is to increase or stimulate the secretions of pancreatic enzymes, secretions of insulin hormone, glucagon hormone, pancreatic polypeptide. So these are the functions of cholecystokinin, and stimulate gallbladder contraction and intestinal motility also. Other is gastrin. Gastrin hormone stimulate the secretion of gastric acid, pepsinogen, intrinsic factor, and secretin. Stimulate in intestinal mucosal growth, increase gastric and intestinal motility. So what's a function of gastrin? Gastrin play important role in stimulation of secretion of gastric acid, means HCl, pepsinogen that activated into a pepsin, intrinsic factor as secretin, intestinal mucosal growth, it also stimulates intestinal mucosal growth, gastric and intestinal motility also increased by gastrin. So these are the function of gastrin. So important for MCQs and for your final paper, that gastrin help in secretion of gastric acid, pepsinogen, intrinsic factor, secretin, stimulate intestinal mucosal growth, that mucosa that is present in the your intestine etc. So it play important role in mucosal growth of the intestine, and also increase gastric and intestinal motility. So these are the functions of gastrin. And we have other hormone that is antagonist to gastrin, means opposite to gastrin, that is secretin. Secretin stimulate pancreatic secretion of bicarbonate enzymes and insulin, reduce gastric and duodenal motility. Gastrin increase gastric and intestinal motility, but secretin reduce the gastric and duodenal motility, inhibit gastrin release and gastric acid secretion. So it inhibit the release of gastrin and gastric acid secretion. So important secrets for that secretin is act opposite to gastrin. It is an antagonist to gastrin, and its important role in stimulation of secretion of bicarbonate enzyme and insulin. It help in secretion of three things, that is HCO3, enzymes, and insulin, and reduce of gastric acid, duodenal motility, gastric acid secretion, and gastrin. So reductions are these, and these are the stimulations of factor, and secretin act as an antagonist to gastrin. So these are the short video of hormone and their classification, their function. So if you have any query, you can write or type in comment. Okay, thank you.